Hey Wealth Lab users, Glitch here. Today we're going to talk about what's new in Wealth Lab 7 build 23. So let's get into it. The first item on the list here is added calendar projection drawing object. So we added a new drawing object. If I open a chart here, uh, you may be aware that when a chart is open in Wealth Lab 7, if we expand one of our data sets here, you can simply click the various symbols to update the chart. Now let's say that I want to use this chart to help me track my manual trades that I've placed. And in particular, this new drawing object can help you track how long a wash sale is in effect. At least in the US markets, a wash sale is a period of time that you have to wait before you can buy stock again after you've sold it in order to be able to count the loss of that sale for tax purposes. So it's typically 30 days. So let's take a look at the new tool here. We can create a calendar projection, let's say here, and comes up with a properties window where we can select either calendar days or number of bars. So let's leave it at calendar days 30 and click OK. So the object is plotted here where I left it. You can, of course, move it around. Let's say, I move it here. And now at a glance, I could see that the wash sale end period for this cell would be here. So I could know, looking at my chart, that if I'm concerned about the wash sale, then I wouldn't buy Caterpillar again before this date. So that's 30 calendar days. So there's the wash sale drawing object. Next, we have kind of a new behind the scenes property that we added to our indicators. It's a flag that indicates that the indicator may have like a lengthy calculation time, and it comes into effect quite nicely with our indicator profile extension. If you haven't seen the indicator profile, let me open it here. It's in the extensions menu. And if you haven't installed the indicator profile extension, you won't see it in your Wealth Lab 7. So you'll go to wealthlab.com, the extensions page, and you can then just download and install it directly from there. All Wealth Lab 7 extensions have a 14-day free trial period, so feel free to install it, try it out. If you're a Wealth Lab 7 premium subscriber, you get all of our extensions that we authored included in your subscription. So here's our indicator profile. It basically contains every indicator that's installed in your Wealth Lab 7. Each one has a checkbox indicating whether that indicator should be activated or not. You select a data set and a scale and a range of data, and then you run to begin the analysis. What it does is it goes through each of the indicators, constructs them for each of the symbols in the data set, and then performs a number of different analyses on each of the indicators that you have activated here. And it runs all in parallel, taking advantage of your multi-core CPU. So once everything is done, you could see, for example, which indicators performed better when they were in an oversold state, how they performed when they were in an overbought state, how they did when they were below or above their signal line, and how they performed when they were moving down or up a consecutive number of bars. So let's take a look at one of the oscillators here that was in oversold condition. Let's say this first one here, SVSI. If I double click, I can now see a detailed graph of the indicator. The value of the indicator is here on the bottom axis. And then on the left, I can see the average profit after 10 bars. It's defined up here. So you can see when the indicator is in a low range, it has a much higher average 10-bar return. So this profiler, really lets you get into each indicator, into the nitty-gritty, see if the indicators have any kind of edge at all. So basically, the new feature we added, though, is the ability to quickly restore the selected indicators. So here, for example, I can deactivate all the indicators. I could sort maybe by library. Maybe I want to only evaluate the advanced smoothers. So here I'll deactivate all of them, and then I'll activate the selected indicator. So now I have only my advanced smoothers activated. Once I'm done with this selection, I may want to go back to the recommended selected indicators from WealthHub 7. So I would use this use recommended baseline indicators. So this goes and uses this new property that we added, and it automatically deselects some of the indicators that wouldn't make sense to use in the profile. For example, some of these fundamental related ones, the correlation. So anyway, those are the two main new features in WealthLab 7 Build 23. Hope you enjoyed the video, and see you on the forum.